Can you be a Olympic level, high level athlete on a plant-based vegan diet? That's the question I will be answering on today's episode of Ask Nutritionist Deepa. And to answer that question, I have no other than an athlete who is not only doing it, but she's going to be at the 2021 World Master Games in Japan, competing at that level. So I'm going to welcome Ramona Cadogan, who is that athlete, who is our star of the show today. So welcome, Ramona.
Thank you so much, Deepa, for having me.
No problem. So Ramona, I'm so excited to get you on the today's episode because, as you know, more and more kids, younger generation is turning more towards plant-based vegan lifestyle, and it's always, I get a lot of questions from the parents as to, oh my God, how is this lifestyle going to affect their performance? So just to dive right into the subject, can you please tell us, first of all, who you are, what your story is, how you became an athlete, and your work with children, and give us your insight into how can we assure people that they can be, they not only can be very strong people, but can be competing athletes on this
Yes,
lifestyle.
yes. So I am originally from Barbados, which is in the Caribbean. I was born in Queens, New York, and I presently live in Long Island, New York. And I've been in education as an educator, teacher, administrator for overall for 27 years. And I enjoy working with all levels of kids um, to help them reach their academic needs. And as an educator or a math specialist or as a administrator, I motivate my students with their learning styles, their ability levels, and also with letting them know that I compete as an international Olympic weightlifter. And
Wow.
they are just amazed by it when I show them my videos and I connect my videos to math and science. So it's helping them thinking out of the box. So I've been vegan since 2006,
Okay, so
vegetarian.
what triggered you to be vegan?
Well, maybe vegan, what prompted me to be vegan was realizing that I was destroying animals by eating them, and I didn't have to watch any videos. I didn't have to watch any documentaries at all. Even though I know conspiracy and know forks over knives,
Yeah.
those are great documentaries to get people
Mm,
involved into veganism,
mm,
and I also highly recommend them.
mm.
But I didn't need that. I just knew intuitively that I needed to go vegan because I felt that eating an animal, taking in their emotions and their feelings, was detrimental to
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
and as well as to me as a human being.
Very good. So when you made that switch, did it were you skeptical as to, oh, this new lifestyle, how am I going to survive without my steaks and, skinless chicken breast and
Right.
my six
Good
egg
point.
omelet?
Right. Good point. So like I said, um, I did it. I became vegan because of the animals.
Yeah.
I did, compete. But my competitions didn't start until like 2014. And so
Hmm.
I was still, fitness and athletics and sports.
Hmm.
But like I said, my priority was being vegan because I didn't want to harm, you
Yeah.
know, the animals. And then when I got into higher level fitness,
Hmm.
internationally competing,
Hmm.
then it just I use that to help fuel me in the right way uh, to to uh, to have the great benefits from it, from the lifestyle. Yeah.
That's interesting. So it was a very mindful journey from you becoming a vegan and then becoming this competing athlete. Uh, so on that point, first of all, tell us a little bit more about exactly what class of weightlifting you do, and especially about the age, which is very interesting
Yes,
because
yes,
people
yes.
after certain age, they think that,
Right. Yeah.
you
So
know,
it's
especially
important. Yeah.
women.
Right. Right. Yes. It's important, definitely, as you get older, to lift weights. You don't have to have heavy weights, but it's great for bone to increase your bone density
Yeah.
and avoiding osteoarthritis. So it's definitely important. So don't get scared about lifting weights. I mean, it's just learning proper form and having to do it will maximize your performance based on your level. So basically, I just turned 50 October 18th, and I
Oh
am
my
a
God.
young 50. I don't believe
Of
in
course.
age is just a number, and and I reap the benefits of it, for the overall uh, health benefits of that. So I compete in the age category in that age category, and I compete
Mm.
at the 63 kilo weight level. So between 59 to 63 kilos is what I would be competing in for next year. That range, depending which one I want to decide to compete at for that level. Yeah.
So let me recap for our audience. Everybody, please wake up. Ramona is 50 years old, is plant-based vegan, and is going to be competing at a 2021 World Master Games in Japan for weightlifting. If she can do it, many of us can do it. I do not, and not to mention women of color, that can go either way. So she has really taken all her talent and made it work in her favor, which is extremely important for us to understand as an audience, that this requires patience, resilience, perseverance, hard work, and literally nothing but dedication. So Ramona, really very inspiring,
Thank
very
you.
inspiring. Now let me ask you, when you made a switch to vegan plant-based diet, how did it help you with your performance, your stamina,
Mhm.
your muscle building? Because people
Yes.
feel, oh my
Yes.
God, they need to eat 100 to 200 grams of protein. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room
Yes.
as to how
Yes.
am I going to get protein?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Protein is through your like sprouts, seaweeds. Broccoli has a lot of protein in it. Broccoli, different vegetables. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just
Legumes.
the beans, different lentils, all different types of lentils, beans, nuts, seeds.
Yeah.
That's where I get my protein, from. And um, you don't need that much protein because you need it's the carbs. The carbs. Every food has carbs. Every type of food has carbs. Obviously, you don't want to have the carbs like the candies and the sugars and the cookies. You don't want those carbs. Those are refined carbs. Very not good. No. Carbs like sweet potato, um, brown rice. Those carbs are very good, for certain types of pasta. That's
Yeah.
vegan based pasta.
Sure.
There's so many different types of carbs. So it's when you use the carbs to fuel. On heavy days, I will have more of those carbs. On my days I don't train, I
Hmm.
may not. I will have maybe 1/4 of the amount that I would
Hmm.
be using on my off days. Still eat them, but not as much because I want to burn them so I can fuel them and not store them as fat. Because if you don't burn, then it becomes fat. So
Correct.
you want to, convert the carbs into energy, which
Hmm.
then will then turn in to muscle. And it's all depending on the timing, because I have carbs before I train and I have carbs after I train. Because the carbs after I train is to replenish all of the soreness that I may have, and I have protein after I train. My
Hmm.
protein is after I train. That's when I have most of my protein. Yes, I have protein throughout the day, but it's minimal throughout the day. But most of it is after I train for muscle repairing and building.
And recovery, basically.
Yes, recovery. Exactly, yeah.
What do you think about hydration?
Hydration is very important because our body is made of 80% water, so hydration. I do use a lot of alkaline water, and also electrolytes with coconut water is very good too as well throughout the day.
Okay. So 90% food based, and we are not talking about protein powders and bars and those type of things.
Right. Like the bars, I don't really, I mean, they have a lot of sugar and too much sodium, either too much sodium or too much sugar in the bars, which can lead to water retention. And too much sugar sugar should come from your fruits. Fruit sugar is definitely better, or from your juicing. That's where you should get your sugar from.
Absolutely. Now, I have seen a lot of athletes or kids using these gels, like do you have an alternate for gel, or is that gel
if you pre-workout, guess what? Oranges, like the full, like tangerines, oranges, those are good as a pre-workout. That's for a quick pre-workout. But if you're doing a long, intensely weightlifting type of training, maybe an hour before you train, then you want to definitely have like sweet potatoes or some type of carb of that nature to fuel you. And if you want some boost or burst of energy, then maybe like 10 minutes before you train, you want to have like maybe some oranges to give you that fast, quick energy, because you need the sugar from the fruit to give you the fast, quick energy. But also you need, for the long stamina energy, you need, like people who run the marathons, they usually carb up the night before, because they have to get their bodies, ready for the performance. So again, it's the timing depending on what sport you're in, how much carbs, how much fats and protein is also based on your weight.
Okay.
And how much you need for your individual goals and needs.
I see. So for somebody like you who is into, let's say, this weightlifting sport here at your level, how much protein do you eat?
Yeah. So what I do is I usually eat about probably like approximately 60 grams,
Wow.
60 grams of protein on the days that I'm training. So I can maximize that as well. And I have protein throughout the day, but most of it is after I train. For the most part, after I train, I do take some protein powders just to give me an additional boost, because some of them have more branched amino acids in it, which gives me, that extra strength.
Extra strength.
Aspect of it too as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's interesting that athlete of your level is aiming for 60-70 grams of protein per day, and not like 160 or 190, 100 grams that people think that they need. So those of us who are looking at the weights and not exactly doing as intense of an exercise as you are, we should not be afraid to not do the vegan plant-based diet because of lack of protein.
Yes. But also it's being a vegan, if you do it right, because also there's junk food vegans versus healthy vegans. So it's it's different. There's different ways of approaching how to do veganism, and if you want to do it healthy, then you need to be educated on how to do it healthy. And that's how I became educated on how to do it, on doing it healthy, because I had too much tofu in my diet, which was not good. Too much sodium, too much sugar, because a lot of these vegan and also
like highly processed.
Right. And if you cook your own food, you can control the amount of sodium, sugar, and fat that you have. Because sometimes a lot of restaurants may have a lot of sodium, a lot of sugar in it, even though it's vegan. it may not be healthy. It may not be healthy. So you have to know how to adjust uh, those uh, those macronutrients. You know.
Absolutely. And again, tofu, if you eat, like tofu as is, it's still okay. But it's when we get in trouble with tofu when it's highly processed, like soy protein powders and again bars or soy-based chicken nuggets and sausages and burgers and those type of things. So again, processed food, no matter which diet you are on, is bad.
Exactly.
Um,
Right.
so now one more thing. Have you felt that this lifestyle, this dietary change has helped you mentally? Especially when you compete at this level, your mind has to
Yes.
be stronger than your body, I think.
Right, right, definitely, definitely. So yeah, your brain is made out of a lot of water. So hydration is definitely important. Like first thing when I wake up in the morning is I have water and lemon or water and lime.
Mm.
The first thing I do when I wake up to have like a mini detox. That's
Mm.
important, and I have water throughout the day. But the thing is that I don't drink and eat at the same time because that's not good for digestion. So if I drink, then it's going to be maybe an hour or two before I eat. So I can make sure that that I benefit from getting all the nutrients in my diet.
Okay, perfect. So, Ramona, I'm going to put you on spot and I'm going to ask you if there is one dish or one quick pick me up snack you may have or energy bite you may have, a recipe you can say, or something, maybe I don't know, your secret
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
What, can you share that recipe with us?
yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, um, like that's a good question because my diet is basically not a secret because I usually eat for the
Yes,
most part the same thing every day.
yes.
If I want to go to a restaurant, then it could be special, it could be this, and then every
Mm.
different vegan restaurant has their own style, their own flavor, their own way of doing things.
Mm.
But I try to keep it simple. I keep it simple because I can control the nutrients and what I put into my diet and into my food. So,
Yeah.
like an example, if say I'm training, say like in the morning, I'm
Mm.
gonna an hour before I train, I'm gonna have oatmeal with a little bit of almond butter in there for the fats, and I have my berries, which is the antioxidants in there too, right? And
Mm.
almond milk, yeah, and I probably put some capsules of my vitamins that I put in there, which are whole food based and also vegan, which the vitamin C, the D3s,
Bees.
K2,
Yeah.
yeah, B's and C's, and like basically water soluble, fat soluble vitamins, vegan based.
Yeah.
I put in its whole food base, and
Mm.
I break the capsule and put it into I put all that will be into my breakfast, and it's delicious. It's very delicious. If I want to put cinnamon on it, for extra taste, I could put that. I could just change it up, or I can have vegan pancakes. I could do that too at a different day. So
Yes.
and mix it in the pancake mixer. Mix that in with the water fat soluble vitamins and
Yeah.
maybe some protein powder. I do might add some vegan protein powder to have a little additional protein, especially if I'm going to be training heavily throughout the day.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, so I'm sure this diet is helping you physically, mentally, probably stay focused, stay stay in the game, so to speak.
Yes, yes,
Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for giving us this assurance that age, ethnicity, all those things really can work in our favor, uh, and gender definitely in our favor, and you can be, or anyone can be, a world-class, international level, high level athlete just by eating whole food plant-based diet.
Yes. And
and that,
having water, definitely having your
and
bath.
adding water.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Perfect. So now, Ramona, I know you are getting ready to go to this 2021 World Master Games in Japan next year,
Mhm.
and you are looking for help from the audience. How can we
Yes.
help you?
Yeah, sure. Yes, definitely. I'm asking for donations to help, also support me. Because the thing is that I've competed in other competitions, and sometimes at the World Cup last year, when I competed at the World Cup in San Diego, I was injured. I took second place, and I was grateful to take second place being injured. Um, and my insurance did not cover for um, specific sports doctors and things that I would benefit from. So I had to I had to work it out. So
Yeah,
it's great to have a great sports physician
yeah.
for that, and more physical therapy. That would be
Mm.
great. And you could do YouTube channels, and I've done that. It's good. I've done that. So, and I had some medical assistance,
Sure.
but my insurance did not cover certain higher level people that I could get that
Sure.
I would have been not injured and maybe would have won the gold,
Correct.
at the World Cup. But I'm grateful that I took the silver,
Yeah.
and so that is definitely good, and definitely for the
So if somebody
flights,
wants to
yeah,
donate,
yes,
I'm sorry. If
yeah,
somebody wants to donate or help you out, or how,
yes.
what are some of the ways
Yes,
we can
they
do it?
have. Well, you can send them the link to my PayPal account. They can send me
Okay.
and also have a GoFundMe page
Okay.
as well that has everything dealing with Japan and what I would need to do a great performance, because it's the whole picture to do a great performance.
Yeah.
I have a great coach,
Mm.
so definitely. Um, expenses on that end would definitely help.
Yeah.
But also with the physical therapist, the sports doctor,
Yeah.
um, different recovery things that all these athletes have on their possession.
Yeah.
Some countries have a federation that support them, but the U.S. is always a
Mm.
country where everything's out of pocket, out of pocket, out of pocket. And so
Mm.
that's, hopefully one of these days they can change that and put in investment into the athletes more so. So in fact, I need some support to help me out. Also, I'm looking for sponsors too. And also I
Yeah.
definitely want to connect to people on a business level, because I have an academic tutoring service, a vegan coaching
Mm.
services for training, and also for people who want to learn how to be vegan. So I want to connect with corporations and companies anywhere around the world that I can work with remotely
Yeah.
to further expand their services and also further expand my services. So it's a win-win situation. So
Absolutely.
looking for that, looking for people for the partnership and the connections.
Absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that. And hopefully, maybe some parents who want who have children who are athletes and need some help. I mean, when at a younger age, when you speak to somebody who is, kind of has done what you want to do, it really helps children, almost a role model, right? So I hope some parents whose kids are uh, becoming vegan or have decided to go plant based and they don't know where to start, please feel free to connect Ramona. We will have all that information in our podcast notes, as well as on the video screen for those who will watch it on the YouTube. Those who are listening, it will be part of the podcast notes as well. So, Ramona, thank you so much for coming here today,
Thank you,
for
Deepa, for having me.
inspiring us, and on my behalf and our listeners, we wish you all the best. And I hope I will talk to you again after the
Yes,
games
you
next
definitely.
year,
Or
just
before.
for you to, before and after, just to hear your experience, how your story again. So I wish you all the best, and thank you for coming on the show. Ask Nutritionist,
Yes.
Deepa.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.